Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll show you how to construct a cam profile if you are given a displacement diagram. Alright, okay, so I'll start off by reading the instructions before I construct the cam profile. Alright, so we are given the displacement graph and a roller follower at the maximum distance from the camshaft center. All right, so this is the displacement diagram and this is the roller follower. All right, as you can see from the center of the camshaft to that position, it's the maximum height. Why? It's because that's where the diagram starts. All right, so this is the maximum. Okay, specifications. The roller follower reciprocates along the vertical center line that passes through the center of the camshaft. The minimum distance from the circumference of the roller of the follower to the center of the camshaft is equals to 14 millimeters, and then the rotation of the cam, it's clockwise, so it's very important. This is very important, so it means I'll have to add that arrow to indicate the rotation, the direction of rotation of the cam profile. So it rotates clockwise. What does it mean? It means when I label the points around the cam profile, I'll have to label them in the opposite direction, anti-clockwise, since the cam profile will rotate clockwise. Right? Okay. Instructions: project and draw the cam profile from the given displacement graph. All right, so it means for me to come up with the cam profile, I have to use this graph here. I'll project everything, all the points, to this section here. I'll have to show the direction of rotation on the cam profile. Okay, show all construction and projection. Okay, so I'll start by drawing those lines. All right, so I must have 12 lines here, so I can just use my 30 by 60. I'll just draw construction lines across the center of the camshaft using my 30 by 60, just like that. Just extend that. Just like that. Okay, so I can just label the points around. So what I can do is, just to make my drawing neat and nice, I'll just draw a light construction circle. I'll just open my compass to that point there, the center point of the roller. So I'll just draw a light construction circle so that I know where to write the labels. So obviously I'll label anti-clockwise. Why? It's because the rotation of the cam, it's clockwise, right? So I'll start there. That's 0 degrees. Here I'll have 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180 down here, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360. All right, okay, so since I labeled the points around, so before I project those points, I just want to draw the minimum distance, which is 14. So let me just do that quickly. So measure there 14, and then I'll just draw a circle there. project that there. Okay, so now I can just start. I'll start at 0. Obviously we do have that, it's there, so up to that point there. All right, so here we have 45. All right, because this point is between 30 and 60. All right, so where is 30 and 60 from the cam profile? 30 is there, 60 is there. It means I must draw a line here in the middle, so I'll have to just divide this into 2 equal parts. All right, so I'll just bisect this angle. So how to bisect? I can just use these 2 points just to bisect the angle. I'll just open my compass just a little bit, put my compass there, draw an arc there, and then put my compass to this point as well, draw an arc. So where they intersect, it's a point, so it means I'll have to draw a line across that point like that. So it means this point is here. All right, okay, so I'll have to draw in that small circle. What's the thing? It's 12, right? So I'll just put my stencil there, and then I'll just draw a circle like construction. Okay, so this is our first point, it's that point, and then from that point we'll move down to here, which is 60. All right, okay, and then from 60 we'll move to 90. 90 is there, so I'll just project those 2 points to this line there, and also that point there. Okay. So even here I'll have to draw a circle at 30, because this is so it's 12. I'll have to draw it there. Okay, so okay, I have this point and that point, so obviously this is 60. I'll just take my compass, put it there, and then project this to 60. So this is the point, and then I can just draw the circle there. Like that, okay. And then from there we have this point. This point is at 90. All right, so obviously it's this one. I have to project that to 90, like that. 90 is here, so obviously I have a point there, so I'll just draw a circle there. So this is the diameter of the roller. It's 12, because obviously I measured this roller, this circle here, it's 12. Okay, and then from there we have this simple harmonic motion from 90 to 180, right? So as you can see, there's points in between, so it means from here I must have points like lines here in between. All right, so that I can just project all those points. All right, so I must have those points. Okay, so I have to bisect these angles same way I did here. So I'll just use my compass. I'll put my compass there, draw an arc, put my compass there, draw an arc where they intersect. It's a point. Let me just close it a little bit. Okay, draw an arc there, where they intersect. It's gonna be a point, so I just draw lines there across those points like that, and also here do the same thing. Put my compass there, draw an arc, put my compass there, draw an arc where they intersect. It's a point. And then I'll just draw a line like that, light construction. Okay, and then now I can move back to my displacement diagram. I'll have to project those points to the center line and then take them to obviously these lines here. Okay, here it's 90. Obviously I do have that point, and then now I'll move to the next line. That line, it's this line between 90 and 120. All right, obviously this point is between 90 and 120, so it means it's this line here. All right, so I have to project that. Let me just project all those points just to save time. Just like that. Okay, so I'll start with this point here. So I'll take my compass, put it at the center, and then to there, and then I'll just project that here. So which is this point here. And then the next one is at 120. 120 is this line, so I'll just follow this line here, the projection, put my compass there, and then obviously project it to 120. 120 is here. All right, and then from there we have a point in between 120 and 150, so it means that projection must come to this line between 120 and 150. All right, where is it? It's here. So I'll just adjust my compass to there and then project it to the line. The line is right here. Okay, and then we move to the next point. This point is at 150. All right, so it means I have to project that to 150. 150 is there. Mark a point, and then we have that point. This point is between 150 and 180. All right, so I'll just adjust my compass to there, then project it there. So it's right here, and then we move to 180. 180 is right there. Okay, it's there. So now I can just draw those circles, light construction for all the circles there. So now we'll move to the last motion, which is the uniform acceleration and retardation. All right, so from 180 to 210, there is a point there, a point there, a point there, a point there, and a point there, and the last point, right? Okay, so at 210, obviously we have that point. At 240, we have that point. At 270, we have that point in the middle there. And then 300 is there, 330 is there, and 360 is there, right? So I have to project those points to the center line there. And then I'll just project them to their position. Like that. Okay, so I'll start at 210. Okay, 210. So right there. Where is it? It's right there. So I'll project it this side. So that's 210. Okay, and then 240, it's this point. I have to follow that projection, and then adjust my compass, project it to 240. 240 is this side, so 240 is here. All right, and then I'll move to 270. 270 is there. I'll adjust my compass to 270 like that. Project it to 270. 270 is right there. Okay, from there we have 300. 300 is up there. Projected that to 300, mark a point. 330 is there. I'll have to adjust my compass to there, and then project that to 330 and back to 360, obviously. All right, so that's the point. So now I'll have to draw the small circles around the points. So diameter is 12, so make sure that I put this in the middle, and then try to complete my cam. Just like that. Okay, so I'm done with the circles there. So it means now I can just draw in the cam profile just inside underneath the roller followers, like around this circles, right? Okay, so you can use your French curve, or you can just use freehand. So what I can do there, I'll just do this. Start there to there, and then move from there to there. Something like that. Okay, so remember I'll have to show the direction of rotation for the cam profile. So I'll just draw the arrow there, just inside there. So it rotates clockwise. Okay, and then I'll just hatch the cam shaft. So I'll just quickly hatch that. I'll just use my 45, just like that. So this is the cam profile for this question, and you only draw the small circles in construction only if the follower is the roller follower, right? But if it's not a roller follower, it means you can't draw the circles here. So please be careful. Only if you are given a roller follower, that's the only time whereby you can just draw this circles around the points, all right? But for any other follower, you just draw this cam profile across the points that you mark, right? Okay, I hope it makes sense. So that's how you draw a cam profile for a roller follower. So you start by marking the points, and obviously you have to draw the circles, and then from there you just draw in the curve around the small circles, right? Okay, and then please do not forget to add the arrow there, the direction of rotation. And then if the cam profile rotates clockwise, just like this question, it means when you label the points, you have to label them anti-clockwise, right? But if the direction of the cam profile is anti-clockwise, it means you have to label from here, and then you have to go in the opposite direction, which is clockwise, all right?